Welcome to Medica Nova Wellness Studio. I'm Dr. Angelika Maria Koch with the educational videos about optimal health and the most innovative and holistic approach to your well-being. Today, let's take a look at the skin ailment ringworm. A ringworm is a skin rash caused by fungus. And there is this common myth that you can't catch it from someone, but that's not accurate. In fact, ringworm is a very contagious fungal infection that can be passed on without having any physical contact with the infected person. In this video, I will share with you how you can heal ringworm with natural and effective therapeutic tools. Enjoy this video. To stay updated with more ongoing videos, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel, share and like it with your friends and family, and don't forget to click that bell as it notifies you every time I upload a new video. And thank you so much for your thumbs ups and likes. One more announcement before we dive into the subject of ringworm. If you ever wanted to learn about homeopathy for the whole family, or applied homeopathy during pregnancy, birth and postnatal care, or you're interested in learning about health and wellness coaching, integrated mental health, quantum healing and so much more, or you require more continued education units, this is your chance. At Medica Nova Online Academy, throughout the entire month of May, you can now purchase all comprehensive certified home study online courses for 25% discount. It's a great offer. For more information on how to purchase the courses, go to my website medicanova.net at the Medica Nova Online Academy. So what is ringworm? Well, ringworm is a type of fungal skin infection that commonly spreads outwards, while the inside of the circle stays clear. So I put a picture for you up so you know what I'm talking about. So this is how ringworm really got its name, because the pattern it forms on the skin often appears in a ring shape. It has nothing to do with the worm itself. So don't worry about it. It just describes the display and the formation and the shape of the patch. So ringworm is also known as dermatophytosis. It's a common fungal disorder which commonly spreads by direct skin-to-skin contact with an infected person, but also animal. So unfortunately, it can affect your beloved pets as well, your cat or your dog, and then you get it. There are several forms of ringworms, which is nice to know about. The ringworm of the skin on the body is Tinea Corporis. The ringworm of the scalp is called Tinea Capitis. And the ringworms on the feet, in maybe more common language called athlete foots, it's called Tinea Pedis. And then we have a ringworm of the groin, often athletes know about it, it's called Tinea Cruris or chalk itch. So in this video I will mainly focus on the general ringworm, which affects the whole body, but as I said, you can get it on your scalp, and then you don't see necessarily its ring formation. It can be just a patch, or it can affect the hair follicles, so your hair growth can be affected. Or you maybe even don't know you got ringworm and you think you have dandruff. It can be all of that. There are three types of fungi that can cause a ringworm infection. It's a trichophyton, microsporum, and epidemophyton. Ringworm commonly spreads through direct contact with an infected person or an animal, but sometimes these ringworm fungi exist also in the soil for quite an extended length of time. And an avid gardener, when you don't wear gloves necessarily, can therefore get the fungi via the soil. So what are the symptoms? Well, you get these red, scaly, itchy, quite raised skin patches from the surface of the skin. As I said, the edges are usually redder and resemble this ring. The skin patches, as I said, are quite defined and raised edges. There can be also sometimes some sort of blisters either within that patch or outside the patch that can be maybe oozing. But both humans and animals can be also non-symptomatic carriers of ringworm. So even without any symptoms, a person or animal can be spreading ringworm. Other people who have ringworms, they do not display this specific keynote ring formation of the patch, but they can be just have large patches or bumpy red patches only. What are the causes or the risk factors? Well, it's called dermatophytosis, and it's caused by dermatophytes, which is this group of parasitic fungi. And when these fungi come into contact with human or animal skin, the organism can start to multiply. We established it can be transmitted by human to human, but also object to human. So if you share a towel with somebody on the beach, or you use the same comb, right? Things like that. Animal to human we mentioned, and of course soil to human. But also when your immune system is quite low, you can be maybe susceptible to get ringworm. In fact, when you experience a lot of mental and emotional stress, or you just got over a big cold, your immune system is low, that can be a situation. If you engage in physical activity that involves skin-to-skin contact, maybe wrestling and sports activities, if you wear tight clothing, or especially if you live in a warm climate, because humidity really sort of proliferates this fungal growth, environments, right, where you catch more ringworm are locker rooms or gyms or pool areas or shower stalls, all of that, Of course, during the lockdown, we couldn't have that, right? But now things are opening up again, so make sure wherever you go, your areas are clean and disinfected. What is the conventional treatment? Usually get over-the-counter treatments, maybe something like Lotrimin or Lamisil, or your doctor advises you to maybe some more stronger antifungal cream or lotion that are more prescription strengths. Or if that doesn't work, you maybe have to take prescriptions, particular antifungal medication by mouth. If you are interested in a health consultation, either for yourself or your children, contact me at Medica Nova at health@medicanova.net. Medica Nova, or New Medicine, is my practice for integrated and educational medicine. We offer a unique blend of natural and cutting-edge therapeutic tools from homeopathy, iridology, sclerology, systemic herbology, advanced biofeedback, and health and wellness coaching, and so much more. Book your appointment today. Let's go to our second section of this video called Food for Thought, Metaphysical Meaning. As with all of my other videos, I always like to go a little bit deeper here. When you have a physical symptom, it's not just, a sign that you have a disease, but your mind-body connection comes here into play as well. What is the story behind your physical symptom? With ringworm, it's very much that people feel sort of attacked, contaminated, right? Something is taking over here and I can't get rid of it. Most skin ailments create this kind of feeling. So you want to go a little bit deeper, right? What is attacking you in your life? And I always refer to Chuck Martell's references because he really sort of describes it very well here. And in this case, he said tinea or ringworm, for example, on the scalp is, of course, a parasitic and contagious fungus that affects the surface of my skin, my hair, my scalp, and my fingernails. I let myself be affected, attacked, destroyed, and bothered by others. Because I have little self-confidence and I'm vulnerable. In fact, I feel ugly, dirty, and turned off. And I see this with pretty much all of my ringworm patients, that they have this feeling that they feel under some kind of attack, right? Definitely contaminated. I may feel I'm losing control of certain situations, thus my my hair, so to say, will be affected. It may feel very disturbed by the words of others and also affected by the idea they have that if the head fits, then wear it. So what does that mean? It means basically just stuff up your emotions. Don't say it, just adapt to the situation. Don't make such a fuss about it. But that's not here the solution. I let others decide for me. I was separated from my family or someone I especially liked, and I find this situation despicable. So you can get the idea this is not a situation where you just feel frustrated, you don't like it, you feel despicable, something which you definitely cannot accept. And when appropriate, that's underlined here, please express your concern. If you don't want to say it in words, write a letter. Just get it out. Because mainly with skin ailments, if you don't deal with them on a mental, emotional level as well, and you suppress it with over-the-counter medication, and as we are energy, our skin symptoms is also an expression of frequency and energy, it will go to the weakest part or spot within your body. There is numerous evidence and research study present that, for example, eczema, it has a direct link with asthma. The skin and the lungs are almost neighbors to each other. So if you suppress skin eruptions for a long, long time, this frequency will move into a deeper layer of your body and affect the next organ in line. So that's not cure for me. We want to really bring out the healing from within to without. What would be the positive affirmation? I accept to take my place and trust myself. Only I have the power over my life. So really take that to heart here. If you want to explore more about yourself, your wellness vision, what motivates you, and how to apply your strengths qualities in achieving the very best of you, then contact Medica Nova Wellness Coaching at health@medicanova.net for your 3 months coaching program. I am coaching you to be well. Let's move on to the natural protocols. Whatever product you choose, I suggest you apply it at least 2 to 3 times a day, and even 7 to 10 days after all the lesions have disappeared, just to prevent any reoccurrence to happen here. My first product on the list is Colloidal Silver. It's a great option here when it comes to ringworm natural treatments. Studies have shown that colloidal silver has potent antifungal abilities. So you clean the area, then spray your colloidal silver on it. It dries quite quickly, it doesn't have a smell, and it doesn't mess up your clothes either, so it's quite good. Apple cider vinegar definitely, comes into this idea of healing ringworm as well. You can purchase it in your local health food store as well as even supermarkets. It's loaded with natural acids and probiotics that have been shown to fight fungal infections. It's also really helpful if you experience candida, systemic fungal proliferation within your body. Again, clean the area, use a cotton ball, put some apple cider vinegar on it, apply it several times a day, and see if that really helps you. If you have more stubborn ringworm and you tried the colloidal silver and the apple cider vinegar but nothing really helps, how about use more stronger tools like oregano oil? It's a very great agent here, has again antifungal properties, but also it's almost like an antibiotic for the ringworm. Powerful components of oregano oil such as carvacrol have been shown in studies to have impressive antifungal powers. Oregano oil is quite strong, so you want to make sure that it doesn't sort of inflame the skin. So take 2 to 3 drops of the oil and mix it with a carrier oil, maybe half a teaspoon of coconut oil. You maybe heard about tea tree essential oil, very helpful here as well. Scientific studies have shown that tea tree oil exhibits antifungal activity as well as antibacterial, antiviral as well as antiprotozoal ability. So great here for stubborn ringworm. Again, a few drops, mix it up maybe with some carrier oil, or if you really want to go for it, you can actually combine the tea tree oil with oregano oil, right? And use it with coconut oil 2 to 3 times a day. Really great idea. If you're really averse about the tea tree oil smell and oregano smell, go for Myrrh Essential Oil. That's a bit easier to tackle. Another one on the list, of course, is grapefruit seed extract. Fantastic, especially for the scalp ringworm. 2 to 3 drops of grapefruit seed extract mixed with a tablespoon of water here, and apply to the affected area several times a day. Of course, it makes common sense. Don't share towels or clothing or personal items when you suffer from ringworm. Avoid excessive sweating or wearing thick, unbreathable clothing for long periods of time, because we want to get away from any humid environment, because it just furthers the fungal proliferation. Educate yourself and your children about how to avoid ringworm. Unfortunately, children, I can see it often there. So, it can happen from kindergarten or childcare places. So just make sure, wash your hands, keep the spaces clean. So let's finish this video talking about homeopathic remedies, which I like because it really completes this ultimate treatment protocol for ringworm. By now we have established that ringworm or tinea infection has been given many names in the medical terminology as per the part of the body involved. Homeopathy offers an excellent treatment of ringworm infections of all of these kinds, and the natural remedies help in providing relief from the acute symptoms of itching and burning of the ringworm lesions, but mainly it eradicates the disease in its entirety. So we don't talk about suppression here. We talk about healing truly from inside to the outside. And the results are gained through properly selected homeopathic remedies. So we really want to individualize the treatment here. And with these remedies, therefore, there is, as I said, no chance of suppression of the ringworm, but really more a cure in a more gentle but also effective way. The idea is you match the description of the homeopathic remedies with your individual symptoms and expression. So, the one who has ringworm on the scalp maybe experience just the itching, whereas the other one who has the ringworm behind the knees or the elbows has more of a burning sensation. So you want to really individualize these protocols. For adults, I suggest the potency 30, which is the number behind the name of the homeopathic remedies, 2 to 3 times a day, maybe for 2 to 3 weeks, or as required. If you're not quite sure how to use homeopathic remedies or what's appropriate for your situation, contact my practice Medica Nova Health at medicanova.net, and of course your personal healthcare provider for more guidelines or just to make an appointment with me. First remedy on the list is Sepia 30. It's a top natural remedy indicated for the treatment of ringworms, and the keynote here, it appears in isolated spots on the body, so not just all over. So ringworm, as I said, has this circular formation of a patch, and sepia really is indicated for circular patches. And it often occurs in the sort of bends of the knee, the hollow of the knee or the elbow. The eruptions are accompanied by itching and scratching, and though scratching does not provide here any relief. Now, apart from the symptoms, there's also a lot of sweating involved, which of course doesn't help the proliferation of the fungus, and there can be also bad smell with that. Now, sepia is also indicated for menopausal women, for example. It's a big hormonal remedy, and of course during menopause we have more hot flushes, and that can, stimulate more the ringworm in itself. So make sure, as I said, with clothing and with hot flushes, that you take care of that. But another peculiar symptom or using sepia is the recurrence of ringworm in every spring season. So you maybe suffer from seasonal allergies which come every spring and fall. Well, the ringworm also can have a season, particularly every spring. So if you see that, sepia is the remedy for sure. And it not only helps the existing ringworm, but it also eradicates the tendency to have ringworm infection every time the spring season approaches. Isn't that beautiful? As I said, highly sensitive towards cold, may be found in the symptoms. Overall, the mental, emotional situation with sepia is, let's say, a woman who has 3 kids at home, maybe a high-power job, and is really worn out, is really exhausted, maybe suffers from hormonal, symptoms on top of it. Of course, you become a little bit edgy, irritable. You maybe even experience a sort of indifference towards your loved ones, to your family, to your life even in general. So this sort of lower passion for life, affects your immune system. And therefore maybe you are susceptible for the ringworm when you get in contact with somebody with ringworm. Now, if you have a ringworm which more affects the entire body or large parts of the body, I would choose Tellurium 30. It's best remedy here indicated for eruptions that cover a large part of the body. The body is densely covered with intersecting ring lesions. So you not just see isolated spots, but they sort of all merge into each other. But nevertheless, the sort of clear margin around this patch is very distinct. It's very clear and it's erased from the surface. Now, to select Tellurium as a remedy for the treatment of ringworm infection, the eruptions, as I said, may appear over the whole body, even on the face or on the limbs. The eruptions are marked by this excessive itching, stinging sensation, and the itching remains present throughout day and night even. Cold air seems to worsen the itching, but in general, ringworm people don't like cold air. For some reason, it makes it worse. There can be also an offensive smell from the area covered with the ringworm eruption. If you suffer mainly from the intensity of the itching and the burning only, I would choose Sulphur 30. A very beneficial natural remedy here, again for a large variety of skin diseases, even eczema, psoriasis. But in treating ringworm lesions also, sulfur is very effective here. The main complaint of this specific ringworm situation is intense itching and burning in eruptions. And the person goes on scratching the lesion, but it does not really seem to provide any relief. It even skin starts to bleed sometimes. The itching is heightened at night in most patients, particularly from the warmth of the bed or after a shower maybe. But the ringworm can really affect the entire body, the trunk, the scalp, the face, and as I said, is accompanied by itching and burning. So sulfur helps to soothe the itching and the burning, and it's also followed by the disappearance of eruptions. Sulfur is a deep-acting natural remedy that can help in the root extraction of the ringworm lesions if used for some time. It's my remedy on the top of my list if I see patients who already have used over-the-counter medications for some time and suppression has anchored within the body. This is the remedy which will really help. I also want to share another remedy which you will have to order online, or in this case you have to contact a licensed homeopath. It's called Psorinum 30 or in the potency 200, and it's indicated for ringworm on the scalp and the bends of the joints. And the eruptions are excessively itching. In most cases the itching is enhanced due to the warmth, maybe the warmth of the bed or after a shower, and there can be hair loss, right? It's a key noticeable feature here for using this natural remedy, Psorinum. It's really indicated for Tinea Capitis, and the hair appears dry, rough and lustreless. Another key symptoms is this profuse sweating, maybe this bad odor or smell throughout the body. And the symptoms, this particular symptom must be always considered with this remedy. They're also high sensitive to cold air, so they're very sensitive to that point that they can't even tolerate cold air even during the summer weather, and they wear a hat, for example. Another remedy for scalp ringworm would be Arsenicum album. Again, here we see almost bald spots, right, with intolerable itching. Scalp is very dry and rough. And along with this itching, there's this intense burning situation that really, it's not just itching, it's this burning situation which it really indicates more for Arsenicum album. And apart from the local symptoms, personality-wise, Arsenicum album is quite sensitive about order, cleanliness. So they're the ones who have to wash the dishes by the end of the day, before they can really relax and fall asleep. A little bit OCD sometimes, but not all the time. But they would definitely freak out if they have this ringworm all over the body and they feel contaminated, because they're so sensitive about being clean and neat. Everything has to be in the place. They're a little bit fastidious in a way. Great remedy for that. So I hope that this video packed with educational information and useful guidelines about how to heal your ringworm with natural and effective solution has inspired you to seek out more a holistic path. If you have any questions about the suggested treatment protocols or homeopathic remedies, contact my practice, Medica Nova at health@medicanova.net, or my website, medicanova.net. And don't forget to have a look at Medica Nova Online Academy for this fantastic offer throughout May of the 25% discount of all comprehensive and certified home study online courses. So till next time, much love, take care, and just forget about the itching. It all can be done.